Black excellence is white supremacy, or more so, it's a trauma response to white supremacy. And the movie Loose discusses that. White supremacy puts people in boxes. For black people, some of those boxes are they're lazy and unintelligent. The main character, Luce, is the opposite of this. He's a straight A student, a track star, and an example to his fellow students, especially the black ones. One of my favorite lines in the movie is, what is the difference between punishing someone for being a stereotype and rewarding them if they're not? And there is none. You're still playing by their rules. Same game, different box. Instead of a stereotype, you're a token. And there is immense pressure put on Luce to be this token, to be this symbol, to be one of the good ones. He is a model minority. In this system, this pedestal that Luce is put on is upheld by not only the white faculty, but by Miss Wilson, who is black. This movie shows that white supremacy can indeed be held up by black folks. Because she wants to protect the image that Luce is, she does not want to punish Luce for the indiscretions that she thinks he makes. There were illegal fireworks in Luce's locker, and she did not report it to faculty. She only spoke to his mom because she wanted to contain it. However, if it was Deshaun, she would have punished Deshaun like she did. She has to make an example out of Deshaun, and she has to shine a light on Luce to show that you can make it through. You can actually be the American dream. Because remember, Luce is an immigrant. By not holding Luce accountable for his actions early enough in the movie, she upholds this idea of Luce being this perfect example of what a black person should be. Luce says it himself. She stuffed Deshaun down to bring Luce up because Luce has a light in him because he is quote unquote perfect. Luce is not a passive victim of his circumstances, though. Although he complains about being a token, and he says that yes, there's benefits, he doesn't change his own circumstances. He doesn't fight against it. He doesn't stop playing the game. Instead, he uses it to his advantage to manipulate people. He doesn't admit his wrongs or say that he's just a human. He desires for people to see him as human, but he never slips the mask off until the very, very end. He plays into the system that props him up as a token. Luce would rather be himself than be a Deshaun. Being a model minority is just respectability politics. And that's what Miss Wilson and even Luce himself plays into. But it's exhausting for the both of them, pretending to be perfect when you just want to be. The reason why Miss Wilson thinks Luce must be perfect is because if he's not, that means everybody who's ever said anything bad about her or Luce or black people are right. Black people demand nothing but excellence from one another is because they are afraid that the stereotypes perpetuated by white supremacy is true. So they work to do the opposite. Even if you do work to prove them wrong, you're still playing a game by their rules, just in the opposite direction. And it's 100% understandable why. They know the historical context. So does Luce, so does Miss Wilson. And that's why they act the way that they do. They feel America has put them in a box and they have no choice but to comply. They work with the cards they've been dealt. They don't know they don't have to play.